Okay, let's just review this whole idea of multiplying a fraction by a whole number. Again, I know we've been doing it for a while this year, but just wanted to refresh your memories. Okay, so let's take a look at the first problem. What this is asking us to do is two things. The first thing is it's asking us to take and find the fifths of 15. In other words, if we had to break 15 into groups of 5, how many would be in each group? Right? So if we broke 15 up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there would be 3 in each group. All right, so 3 is 1/5 of 15, 3 is another fifth of 15, 3 is another fifth of 15, 3 is another fifth of 15, and 3 is another fifth of 15. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifths that would make up all of our 15, but each of those fifths is 3. So the first thing it's asking us to do is find out what the fifths of 15 are. And if you remember, we did that just by dividing 15 by 5. All right, so now that we know that the fifths of 15 are 3, now it's saying take 2 of those groups. So here's one group, 2 groups. It's asking us to take 2 of these groups. So 2 of the 3s would equal 6. All right, let's do it again with this one. This is asking us to find the sevenths of 28 and then take 3 of them. So again, if we were to take 28 and break it into 7 groups, 4, 5, 6, 7, each of them would have to have 4 in it. I'm just splitting up 28 into 7 groups, 7 equal groups, and they would all have 4. Right, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So the sevenths of 28 are 4. Right, so this right here is 4. And then it's telling us to take 3 of those groups, right? So 3 4s would equal 12. Right, so essentially we're doing 2 things. We're dividing by the denominator, figuring out what that quotient is, and then multiplying by the numerator of this fraction, because this tells me how many groups of these I want. All right, now let's do that again, but let's use the terminology that we've just been using in the last several class periods with multiplying fractions. 3/7 of 28. Again, 28 is a whole number, and anytime we have a whole number, again, think about the denominator of a fraction. It tells us how many pieces that pie or cake or whatever is cut into. But when we have 28 wholes, it means it's not cut at all. It just stays one piece. We don't break it up into more pieces. So I can always take any whole number and turn it into a fraction by putting it over 1. And then this is just like what we did before. We could go straight across and do 28 times 3. I don't advise this method, but you could. You could do 28 times 3. That would be 4. Carry the 2. 6, 7, 8. That would be 84 over 7. And then we could reduce this. We could say, oh, 7 goes into 7 once, and it goes into 84 12 times. So this would be 12. Or the preferred method, our newer method, would be still putting this over 1, but then cross-canceling, saying, what do 7 and 28 have in common? They both share a 7, so 7 goes into 7 once, and it goes into 28 4 times. 3 and 1 only share 1 as a common factor, so that doesn't really reduce that at all. Then we just go straight across. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. 12 over 1 means 12 wholes. We didn't cut it into anything, so that's just 12. Right, so again, our old way was to ask how many of this, how many fifths, or what are the fifths of 15. Once we decide that, again, we do that by division, then we just go straight across multiplying, because now we want 2 of those groups, so 2 groups of 3. Here we got 3 groups of 4. But our new way is to just treat 28 as not a whole number, but as a fraction with a denominator of 1. Okay, let's take a look at page 46 in your workbook, which you should have out already. All right, and let's do some of these. So some of these where the denominator matches that the whole number are pretty easy, like this first one and this one, this one, this one, this one, I guess that's it. So let's maybe just do one of those, and then we'll look at some of the others that are a little bit more interesting. So again, this is asking us, what are the 20ths of 20? In other words, if we had to split 20 things up into 20 equal groups, how many would be in each thing, in each group? And so that would just be 1, right? There are, if we split 20 up into 20 groups, we would just get 1. And then I need 3 of those groups. So 3 times 1 would be 3. Okay, let's do the second one. This is asking us, what are the 8ths of 24? If we had to take 24 and split it into 8 equal groups, what would we get? And it would be 3. And then it's asking me to take 8 of those groups of 3. 8 times 3 would be 24. All right, I'm going to skip that one. That one's pretty easy. Let's do this one. But this time, let's do the newer method where instead of calling this 28, we call it 28 over 1. And then we cancel first. All right, so we would say how many 4s are in 4, 1. How many 4s are in 28? 7. And then we multiply across. 17 times 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 4 is 11, so this would be 119. All right, let's do one more, and then I'm going to ask you to finish this page, including the one that we skipped right there. Let's go do, how about we do this one, 8/9 of 36, or 8/9 times 36. And again, we can think of 36 as 36 over 1. Either way, we're still trying to find out how many times 9 goes into 36, either by saying, if I split 36 up into 9ths, how many would be in each group? That would be 4. Or I could say 9 goes into 9 once, 9 goes into 36 4 times. Right, then I'm going to multiply across. 8 times 4 is 32, and 1 times 1 is 1. So this just ends up as 32. Okay, so you're going to finish this page and then send a picture to me. Thank you. Bye.